Okay, now we're live. Okay, those of you who don't know this, I said my opening catchphrase, which is usually, "Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's your boy, Alyx, man." And I said that entire thing, and I didn't really realize I wasn't live yet. All I did was press start, and I said it. And once I realized I wasn't live, that's when I was live. So I was like, okay, I'll just say it again. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Alyx, man. Welcome to another live review. Here, we are going to discuss the June 1st edition of Monday Night Raw and then do a review of the Stone Cold podcast featuring Paul Heyman. Before we get to that, as always, please subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, check out Wrestling Paradise, everything down below in the description box. And as always, very important, donate to my Patreon. I now have a Patreon. If you would like to help me, get a new microphone and a new camera to help improve the quality of my videos and the commentaries I give you, because I would love to give you the best product here on YouTube when it comes to, wrestling commentary. Not saying I'm the best, but I would like to be able to give you my best here on YouTube. So if you would like to donate to my Patreon, donate here. It is simply www.patreon.com/DalyxMan. That's www.patreon.com/DalyxMan and donate. It is down below in the description box. And as I let people come in, I have a little story for you. Those of you who were on Twitter last night, of course, some people were wondering why I was arguing with Good Mic Work about stuff. And, those arguments with Good Mic Work, I don't really take personally. They're very heated. Good Mic Work is still my idol. I still appreciate him for what he's done, for helping to inspire me when it comes to being a YouTube personality, because he is the one that got me to do this. Just once in a while, I don't agree with him, and we debate about it. Does it get heated? Yeah, but the difference between me and Good Mic Work and other wrestling personalities here is I can insult him here and there, not too much. He can insult me here and there, but we understand that at the end of the day, it's all opinion. It's all a difference of perspectives. I'm very strong with my perspective, and he's very strong with his. And of course, we're going to clash, but it's nothing personal, I hope. I say it's nothing personal, but he might actually think I'm an idiot right now and probably wants to be rid of me, which, if that's the case, is whatever. Just know, hopefully, just know that nothing's wrong with us. But with that said, my opinion is my opinion. And I was talking to Preston about this earlier today. We were talking about, not allowing or feeling pressured by fans and viewers to change our opinions so you can like us, okay? And this is some advice to any YouTube personality out there. Listen to me when I say this, okay? You have your perspective, you have your opinions, and you stand by them, okay? You create your perspective, and sometimes when you stand strongly behind it, you get very into it. You get passionate, and that turns into you yelling. And people see that as you fussing, and then they think you're angry, and then they think you're an asshole because you yell at them. But if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything, okay? I've always felt like my perspective on wrestling, which is basically keep it simple, stupid. It's very good guy versus bad guy, very black and white. Always build, always sell. Everything has to have a purpose, okay? If every show is not the best in the world, if at least they have a purpose, it's fine with me, And when it comes to Raw tonight, I felt like even though it wasn't the best Raw in the world, it had a purpose, and it served it very well. I will give that show a C. If I did C pluses and minuses, I would say C plus. Wasn't anything above a B show. It was fine. I didn't hate it. I think we have enough people in the little call here to actually, well, it's not the call. It's only one person in the call. We have enough people in the comments to get started. So again, Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it's all down below. Have fun with that. And with that said, let's start off with my Raw review, ladies and gentlemen. We kick off the show with The Authority. Is anyone shocked? Maybe we should start doing a game. How about this? Every single Raw that The Authority comes on, actually, I don't know what to do. Tell me down below. That's a little game down below. Tell me down below what game we should play every time The Authority comes on. I'm not playing a drinking game because we all be drunk. If we go back through every single Raw this year and drunk to every single time The Authority came on or opened the show, we would all be drunk. Okay? We would always probably have bad livers, most likely. But anyways, the promo was decent up until, well, when it first started, it was typical Authority promo. They call out Dean Ambrose. He doesn't show up. Thank God. I love the fact that they kept him off the show. That was smart. Okay. So when he appeared, it was a big deal. I love that. That was really smart. But yeah, they called out Dean Ambrose. He didn't answer. Triple H got really frustrated. I love when Triple H just loses his shit and just gets frustrated. Ambrose, get out here with the championship. And Roman Reigns comes out. And he tells The Authority that Ambrose will agree to giving back the belt or coming out to confront Rollins if they agree to a match, a rematch at Money in the Bank. This time, Ambrose versus Rollins will be in a ladder match. Someone watched my video and went, that was a great idea. And that man who said it was a great idea deserves a raise. This match will be really awesome. I mean, what else can they do? They've done Hell in a Cell, False Count Anywhere. They've done apparently Last Man Standing on FCW, which I didn't know about, but that doesn't count. It doesn't count, ladies and gentlemen. They've done singles. They've done tag. They were partners. They've done everything except the ladder match and 3 Stages of Hell in TLC. You know what I mean by that. But, you know, this match will be awesome. I think that match will kill. In terms of who will win, let me reserve my thoughts for the preview next week. Remember, it's in 2 weeks, so you're not going to have to wait that long. But Roman Reigns was not so lucky because he had a rough night. But the promo ends with Seth Rollins just angry and having enough. And he just tells all of them that, you know what? I don't need any of you, okay? I am a legit champion. I am tired of being bossed around. I am tired of being treated like a joke, okay? I am going to take that championship away from Dean Ambrose, okay? I am a real, legit champion. I am not a joke. I like that. That was really cool. And people were telling me on Twitter that they're setting up for Triple H and Seth Rollins. I would believe that if that means Roman Reigns is turning heel, okay? That's the only time I'll be able to buy that. If they turn Reigns heel and he replaces Seth Rollins, and Rollins becomes like this anti-hero almost character. Well, he can't because freaking Ambrose is the anti-hero. But he just makes a complete turn and he becomes a top babyface. I'll buy it. You know, I think that would be really awesome. Not against it at all. So that was a good opening promo. The Authority's all pissed off at Roman Reigns for ruining it and stuff like that, ruining the segment. But then they put him in matches. Roman Reigns has 3 matches throughout the night. The first match is against our King of the Ring, King Barrett, who lost in not so convincing fashion. Well, by that, I mean he got completely annihilated by... Well, it wasn't completely annihilated. He fought a little bit and beat him up, but he didn't stand a chance. King of the Ring, King Barrett, lost to R-Truth last night. So what makes you think he's going to beat Roman Reigns? And he didn't. So he beat him. And then Triple H and Stephanie said, hey, that was a good match. but you got another one. So, and that was the theme throughout the night. He just kept on getting beat up, and the odds were stacked against Mr. Roman Reigns. Okay, after that, we got a Nikki Bella promo. Byron Saxton made the comment that she is the longest reigning Divas champion that's currently employed by WWE. Because when he said longest reigning WWE Divas champion, I was like, wait, that's not true. That's clearly not true. That's AJ Lee. Nikki's only at 180 something days. AJ had like 200 something, okay? The only time I think she would actually surpass her record, it would have to be until after September, which I hope she's not holding the championship that long. Please don't hold the championship that long. That would be stupid. And someone else tweeted me on Twitter talking about that she is the current longest reigning champion. Like she held the belt longer than any of the champions in WWE. That includes NXT. Which I then go, that's even worse. I don't want to hear that. Yuck. Paige comes in, demands a match, and she gives it to her. Cool. Ryback versus The Miz. Didn't happen because the Big Show came out and knocked out The Miz. And now we're going to get a Big Show versus Ryback feud for the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, that sounds bad. You know, I still have high hopes for a Ryback as IC champion. I think, first off, that promo was very nice. I think he's a lot more motivated now. I think he's actually going to be, in terms of a champion, I think he's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be fine. And I think he's going to carry that championship to a decent level. You know what I'm saying? But this feud with Big Show is not a good start. Why Big Show? Mark Henry would have been a much better opponent. You know, well, they did it at WrestleMania, but still. Big Show. Oh my God. Okay. Whatever. Let's see what happens. Then we get Kevin Owens and John Cena having a promo. Kevin Owens comes out. He talks about beating up John Cena, talking about how he always does what he says he's going to do. Unfortunately, he could not celebrate it. He says his son is a John Cena fan and cared more about John Cena getting beat up than he did about his dad winning. Ooh. The more I say, when I say it, it actually hurts a lot more when I say it than him just communicating it to me. But Owens then tells the world how disgusted he felt about that, and then talks about how the WWE made John Cena into a real-life superhero. You know, about how the company just completely propagandized Cena into where he is right now, which they did. They did. Now, what they used as slogans might have been him, but the way they went about it was completely propaganda, and that is true. He calls him Super Cena. They're just going full internet with freaking Kevin Owens. Really is, man. If he talks about the John Cena problem, John Cena, hashtag John Cena. If he starts talking about the John Cena problem, I will mark like a punk. Kevin Owens, if you're watching this video, which you're not, if you need some material, search the John Cena problem. You will have 30 minutes of material you can use. That's enough for 2 months, which apparently is going to be your feud. I'll get to that in a second. And he plans on being given Money in the Bank to expose him as a liar like Bray Wyatt did. He then says his son will be watching every second, and afterwards, he will be his model. John Cena comes out to respond, and he got "You Got Beat" chants. Good one. Which is also what Seth Rollins got. Both of them got "You Got Beat" chants. I love that. The way Rollins sold it, though, was a lot better than Cena. God dang it. Cena admits he lost and was going to come out and hand Owens the United States Championship belt for being the better man. But then Cena says, based off of what he said, he is not a man, and plays himself up as a false role model, which Kevin Owens does very well. to the point that I actually might look up to him as a role model because he plays such a really good heel. But Cena admits that he's a better wrestler. But then he talks about how he is a propaganda, how the WWE has turned John Cena into this marketing machine. But then he talks about, you know what he talks about, how the kids love him, how he is an influence to the kids. I will say him mentioning a little girl in the front row who is battling cancer, and she apparently was wearing John Cena merchandise. So the implication is she is fighting for cancer because of John Cena, because he is that powerful to kids. And then he talks about he's going to fight for her, and he's going to beat Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. They tease fighting, and Kevin Owens finally pulls a Kevin Owens and escapes the ring. Okay, let's talk about Owens and Cena for a little bit, because I got some heat from people on Twitter, good might work, by the way, and others as well, who feel like me not wanting Cena and Owens to happen, which is, first off, that's not true. I don't like that it's happening a second time this early. That's different. I'm not saying I don't want it to happen. I'm just questioning why we're doing it, which is what I do. I always question things when there's not a purpose. Then having a rematch this soon, first off, let's talk about that. Why are we always trying to oversaturate things, okay? So we have a match, and then 2 weeks later we have another match. Why can't we save that for Battleground, okay? Save it. Why do we need to have a match this soon? I'm not saying not to have a rematch. I would love a rematch, but there has to be a purpose. There has to be a build. There has to be a story. He beats Cena, and all of a sudden, okay, a rematch. Why? That's what I don't like, okay? And I always question that with WWE. Yes, it was an awesome match. Will this be an awesome match? Let me be honest with you. It won't be as awesome, unfortunately, because we already saw the awesome match. And nothing is as good as the original when you don't give it time with a different story. Okay? You know, and now because John Cena apparently is going in as he's not the underdog. He's still a veteran, thank God. But I guarantee I'll get to this in a second. I guarantee that'll change. My issue, first off, is that we're doing it too soon with very little build-up. It's just a second match. My second issue is the fact that Kevin Owens, again, just got on the main roster. He just beat John Cena. And I do not want them to pull a Bray Wyatt or a Rusev with them, okay? All right, I don't want this whole, all right, John Cena gets his win back because he lost the first time, and people who say, oh, that's how you make a feud. First off, you don't need to make a feud off of people getting wins and wins. I'll give you an example. Undertaker and Kane. How many times has Kane beaten Taker? First time they feuded, by the way. Not 2010. First time they feuded. I'm waiting. Oh, that's right. He didn't beat Taker at all. A feud doesn't always have to be based on, oh, he gets this win. Okay, he gets this win. Oh, he gets this win. And he gets this win. Rubber match. That's such a generic way to book a feud. Okay? Why can't Kevin Owens beat him twice? Which is what I want, by the way. What is wrong with Kevin Owens beating John Cena twice in a row? Nothing. So this is what I'm going to say. Because getting back to my point about Kevin Owens versus John Cena, if we're going to do this feud, okay, first off, this next match they have, let this be the last match they have for a while, okay? And I want Kevin Owens to beat him. Okay, if he's going to lose to John Cena, let it be by DQ. Let Kevin Owens just go crazy and DQ himself. Fine. That's different. That's what Kevin Owens does. All right? Don't have Cena beat him, because what's that going to do? And I know WWE. You know WWE. You know what they're going to do, okay? John Cena is going to beat him once. Then he'll beat him again at Battleground. And then he'll beat him again at SummerSlam. That's exactly what he did to Rusev. That's exactly what he did to Bray Wyatt. That's what he did to Wade Barrett. That's what he did to freaking, okay, Alberto Del Rio. That's what he did to, okay, let's go down the list. Let's keep going down. Shoot. What else what other people do you have? There's so many people. I don't even want to sit here and go through it. It's just ridiculous. Damian Sandow. Miz. See, I'll be here forever. Okay? And the whole get my win back with The Rock, what did that do for the feud? Nothing. All right? And by the way, let me put this out to you. Besides last night, when was the last time John Cena lost a match? SummerSlam 2014. SummerSlam 2014. Okay, lost the match clean. Let me put that out there because he did lose to Rusev at Fastlane. Shut up. But lost the match clean. SummerSlam 2014. Now he loses to Kevin Owens here at Payback. Guys, that's almost half a year later. That's almost a year later. Okay? And before that match, when was the last time he lost clean? I'm going to say SummerSlam 2013. If you can remind me. Oh my God. And people want to tell me he looks vulnerable. Okay? No. John Cena still looks like a beast. All right? If you really want to make me care about this feud, and you really want to make me think John Cena should beat Kevin Owens, he needs to lose again. Have Kevin Owens beat John Cena, get Money in the Bank. Don't have him wrestle. Have Owens turn him down for months. They have a match at SummerSlam. John Cena pleads to Kevin Owens, please, please, please fight me. I know I can beat you. I know I can beat you. I know I can beat you, you son of a bitch. Okay? And then in that scenario, I'd be okay with a John Cena victory. There has to be a story. Kevin Owens has to beat John Cena twice. And then Cena can get the win over him because at least Kevin Owens can say, okay, I beat him twice. I'm fine with that. I don't mind Kevin Owens losing. There needs to be a story, and Owens needs to come out on top. And good might work. You can tell us good might work. If he disagrees with that, he can kiss my ass. I don't care. He'll be fine with it. New Day comes out afterwards and gloats about their championship win. They insult the Spurs, talking about Tim Duncan needs to retire. And then Kofi Kingston fights Dolph Ziggler. The match doesn't happen because Biggie and Woods interfere. And then the primetime players come out. It becomes a six-man tag. Primetime players versus Primetime players versus Dolph Ziggler versus the New Day, all three members. Fun match. What did Titus O'Neil eat tonight? Whatever he ate before the match, continue eating it because he was on fire. He was picking bitches up and tossing them all over the place. Like he was a freaking monster. I loved it. It was awesome. It was great. And Darren Young was cool in the match too. You know what? Primetime players versus the New Day is a match that needs to happen. I am going to love that match. And you know what, man? I'm starting to feel it. I think the tag team division now is starting to pick up. Okay? We need to get rid of Los Matadores. Get rid of them, please. Or turn them back to the Colognes. Can they just be the Colognes again? But I'm feeling this tag team division. We brought back Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, who would hopefully be reunited with Bray Wyatt soon. And we can do the Bray Wyatt family. The Wyatt family. But PTP, New Day feud, liking it. Reigns fights Mark Henry. Did I just crack saying Mark Henry? Reigns fights Mark Henry. Reigns wins by count out because Henry's a beast and he beats the hell out of him afterwards. So far so good. Reigns is looking pretty he's looking tough, I suppose. They do a Sonic Shaker commercial. Nobody cares. Paige versus Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. Wasn't a bad match. You can just tell very easily that Paige was calling the match. She was yelling the spots at Nikki. And she made her look pretty decent. Yeah, Paige made Nikki look very freaking decent. Nikki's push-ups suck. She's not Scott Steiner. Stop being Scott Steiner. But those sit-ups were hilarious. She should start doing sit-ups. I laughed when she fell out of the ring and started doing sit-ups. Okay, Nikki Bella, stop doing push-ups. Do some sit-ups. That was hilarious. I actually laughed at that. And nobody else does them too. Because she can't do push-ups. She can't. It's like she tries to be cocky with it. She's like, yeah. It doesn't work at all. I will say this. The ending with the freaking Twin Magic Okay, are the Bella Twins face or heel? Like, it feels like the WWE is pulling a Big Show and Kane with them. They're faces one time, and then they're heels. And then they're faces. And then they're heels. And then they're faces. And then they're heels. And then they're faces. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, they can't make up their mind with the Bella Twins. This is how I know that they might be on their way out. It's just stupid. And some of y'all might say, well, Deluxe, man, there are no heels and faces in the Divas division. Well, there needs to be, goddammit. God damn it, there needs to be, god damn it. That was a Vince McMahon impression. I'm not feeling it today, but it just made the referee look fucking retarded for one thing. How can you not tell Brie and Nikki apart at this point in time? The one with the big boobs, the implants, that's Nikki. The one with the flash chest, how about this? The one with the implants and the highlights in her hair, that's Nikki. The one with the little highlights in her hair and the flat chest, that's Brie. But referees are stupid and freaking, they're stupid, man. Apparently this feud's gonna continue. I don't know what the hell happened to Naomi. I hope she's not done. But yeah, Nikki's a face. She's not a face, good God. Paige is a face. Nikki's a heel again. Yay. Orton fought Sheamus. I blanked out. I didn't care. They got a commercial break, went way too long, and then it ended in DQ. What a waste. And Sheamus beats up Randy Orton afterwards. So if you like the match, good for you. I didn't. Rusev promo. We see Rusev backstage and on crutches, and his foot, or he has an ankle injury. Is it a leg injury or ankle injury? This part of his body is broken. Okay? He's injured, he's depressed, and he admits he lost everything. So can we stop it with the whole, oh, Rusev is fine. No, he's not fine. What I like about the character is at least he's acknowledging it. Okay? What's wrong with acknowledging it? Yes, I lost to Cena, I lost my woman, and I no longer have my winning streak. I'm no longer champion, and I lost my Russian medal. I'm back to being a Bulgarian brute. I lost everything. He lost everything. Why were people giving me such a hard time when I said it? But it was a good promo, man. I'm really liking Rusev. I like his delivery. I like how emotional he gets. I like that he's taking advantage of where he is. He's making the most out of it. That is a great quality for a good wrestler. And I think that might take him to the top. We'll see what happens. I don't trust WWE to do that, but I hope he really becomes something good. Because he actually says when he returns, he will get it all back. That includes girlfriend, manager, winning streak, title, and whatever. Because he lost it all. Main event was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. Of course, the best match out of the three. Not a great match, but it was solid. Reigns got the hell beaten out of him. And this is the match where I realized how good of a seller he is. He can sell injuries. He can sell the fact that he is getting the hell beat out of him. And I love it. In my personal opinion, first off, Reigns won. He is now in the Money in the Bank with Roman Reigns, Ziggler, I think it's freaking Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Neville, and the last one is Orton. Okay, there you go. Those six are in the match. And then, of course, the Authority comes out, and Ambrose makes the save. For me, what would be a really good, compelling story for me is if Roman Reigns lost. I believe Roman Reigns, him beating King Barrett and Mark Henry, fine. Him escaping Mark Henry should have told me that he should have lost this match. He should have lost this match. I mean, the odds were against him. Wyatt beat the hell out of him. If he would have lost it, I would not have hated him for it. I just felt like it would have told a better story if he lost it. And then Bray Wyatt is in the match. They can do a rematch next week and he can win it back. Okay, that's fine. All right, it's just we need to be able to give these guys some sympathy. All right, he got some sympathy, but there's not enough because he won. So I'm not complaining. I am nitpicking. I'm overanalyzing. I'm a wrestling fan. Okay, I overanalyze stuff First off, because I'm a reviewer and because I love it and I want things to be better, all right? Please don't take this as me saying it sucked. This is me saying it could be better, and here's how it can be better. Please get that. I felt like if he would have lost, you could have used that to hype, first off, into the match with Ambrose and Rollins, and you can use that to advance his story as a babyface or end up turning him heel. He's in the match now, so if he wins Money in the Bank, which he most likely is, okay, we'll see what happens with that. But that's Raw. C+, C. I'm giving it a C. I don't do pluses and minuses, but if I did pluses and minuses, I'll give it a C+. Let's read some of your comments. What did you guys have to say about this show, which I am about to read right now after the window comes up? Sooner or later, there I am, and I am now reading your comments. Let's see here. Newest first. And every time the Authority starts to show with talking, we all put in $1 in one account and then use it to buy Adam Rose new merch. Oh, Adam Rose. Poor guy. Poor Adam Rose. Talk about how Roman Reigns beat Bray freaking Wyatt in this third match of the night with the Authority interfering. Well, I did. I didn't like it. I think he should have lost. But that's WWE for you. What can you do? With Brie and Nikki, how do they get mixed up? They look very different. Tell that to the WWE and the referees because they think we're stupid. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Did anyone else get goosebumps listening to Stone Cold get fired up at the end? We'll get to that in a second. I'll answer that question later. Still lost clean at TLC 2013. Who did he fight at TLC 2013? Oh, Orton. Sure did. Okay, so it's not almost a year. I completely forgot about that match. Thanks for that. So, okay, but even then, it's rare that he loses, okay? And that's ridiculous. Deluxe Man, please answer in video. From what we have seen so far, what would be the best way for you to book the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 32? Wow. I can't answer that. It's too early. There's not enough material. The easy thing would be, of course, the triple threat with the Shield. Honestly, that needs to happen at SummerSlam. Okay, that cannot be WrestleMania 32. That's way too far. With the way things are going, the fast rate of the business, the fast rate of WWE, you can't build up that match for almost a year. You can't. It's not going to last. They'll run out of things to talk about really quickly. So, in my personal opinion, that question can't be answered right now. So, sorry about that. A couple of more things. Couple of more things, couple of more questions, no, it's not questions, comments. Wake up, it's late. Couple of more comments. Could you see a Wyatt family versus Brock Lesnar feud in the future? I would love that match. I would love Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. Wyatt needs to win some matches, though. It would be nice. Because if he doesn't win any matches and he goes against Brock Lesnar right now, there's no way he's beating him. I need to be able to believe that. I need to be able to believe Bray Wyatt can beat Brock Lesnar. And this guy needs to start beating some freaking people. So let me see here. Give Divas a chance. It's clearly over. The Bellas and partially Paige are the only who even get involved. The only people who even get involved in anything at all on the main roster. Why not give Natty or Emma or Summer Rae a chance too? Let's be real. And I'll read this and I'll get back to the review in the podcast. Divas, give Divas a chance. The hashtag was a good idea and it did some good for the business, at least for the Divas in WWE. But I think because of how short-sighted the company is and just the people in charge running it, at least the show, they don't see female wrestling in a very high light, in a very important light, unless you're on NXT, which has been run by Triple H. And because of that, they don't think these girls can carry a promo. They don't think these girls can carry a program. They don't think these girls can have a feud or have good matches. clearly. Otherwise, why not give it to them? If they thought they could do all of that, they would have it. But clearly they don't think that, okay? And because of that, what happens is when they say give Divas a chance, they only look at what they did wrong. And in their minds, the only thing they did wrong was give them 30 seconds on Raw, okay? They acknowledge that. And because of that, their matches are only like 10 minutes, give or take, 7, maybe 11 minutes. So to me, in my personal opinion, based off of what I see, they don't really understand what the fans were trying to communicate to them with this hashtag give Divas a chance. We're talking about let these girls actually carry the show for once, like Trish and Lita did, or like Chyna did, like Sable did, like so many other female wrestlers, Mickie James, Beth Phoenix. Okay, I'd be here forever if I name them all. Melina, you know what I'm saying? But they don't see it in them, clearly. And you look at the divas like they are divas. They're on NXT, but they're divas. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Becky Lynch, who are awesome at what they do. Those four, when they get up, I think are going to change the game. Because first off, that's Triple H's babies. And he will have none of it. When they come up, things will change, okay? So I understand where you're coming from. Be patient. When Charlotte, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks come up, I promise you, things will change. Because Triple H will make sure his girls look good. I promise you. Enough about that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Steve Austin podcast. Baby. Let's talk about, let's see, from the start. Steve Austin podcast with Paul Heyman. Overall thoughts. Good. I felt like, first off, I am so happy Austin is back. I love this idea that nothing is off limits, that anything can be talked about at any point in time. I did not get that feeling with Chris Jericho. With Chris Jericho, I knew things were restrained. I knew things were, it was selective. You can talk about this and this and this and this, but you can't talk about this. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about this. And you can't talk about this, okay? You can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, no. With this podcast, everything is freaking, everything's legal. Everything's legal, okay? Nothing is restrained. And I like that. I like that feeling. So I enjoyed it a lot more because of that. It was still a good podcast. My only issue with this podcast, and it's very small, I wish they would have discussed modern day wrestling a little bit more. Out of the hour it was on, I felt like only 15 minutes of it, well, maybe 20 to 15 minutes of it was about the main roster. That includes Brock Lesnar. But they talked about their past. Austin and Heyman, when he was Paulie Dangerously, were once in a stable called the Dangerous Alliance in WCW. I might be wrong on that. I'm going to assume that's right. I can't comment on it. I wasn't alive. This was like before my time or when I was a baby. So can't say much about that. But then he asked about Brock Lesnar, who will be back in June. Well, late June. I have a schedule here. Lesnar will be back on the 22nd Raw. So that's like 2 weeks after Money in the Bank. That's fine with me. Cool. Can't wait for that. That's going to be great. Well, the Monday following Money in the Bank. I just confused a lot of you. What did he say? But he'll be back soon. Apparently he has a farm. The millions of dollars that he gets, he buys farmland with it so he can farm. And he just loves to farm and hunt. Lesnar, wow. Okay. You would think Lesnar, being as rich as he is, would be living a good life with the girls and clubs and drinking with a big TV. No, just a normal guy who has a farm and a family. That's really cool. This big beast we see on TV is just a humble guy. Cool. I like that. That's really awesome. They talk about if Lesnar wanted to leave, if he was actually going to leave WWE. And Heyman says Lesnar opened a training camp to go back to UFC in January. He was prepared to leave in case the WWE didn't want him or couldn't afford him. But he was torn most of the time. And the reason why he stayed is because of his last run. It's because since he came back in 2012, since he beat Cena, since he beat Undertaker, since him and Heyman have had such a great time and just interacting with each other and just having such a blast, and the fact that they made him into this big time special attraction, it's like, okay, why leave? Why leave? And he recaps his UFC career and says, despite all of that, this is where he needs to be, you know? And that was my issue with Lesnar back then. And I remember the rant. I did on it, okay? People always come up to me talking about that I was too hard on Lesnar and Roman Reigns. In hindsight, you can say that, but before it was announced he signed with WWE, Lesnar was leaving, Roman Reigns was going to be WWE champion. Those were two big no-nos, okay? So I don't know about you. At least I admit my comeuppance. Is that what I was gonna say? I admit where I was wrong, okay? Not a lot of people will happily come up here and say, you know what? I was wrong about that. I said it and I regret it. Yeah, I said it and I regret it. So what? Okay, during that time, Lesnar was going to leave and Reigns was going to be world champion. That was a no-no for me at the time, okay? If you didn't think it was a bad idea, good for you, okay? You're not me. But Lesnar was going to leave, and he decided to stay. Austin asked him about Lesnar's schedule. Heyman says, first off, Lesnar loves his family more than he loves the business, and he refuses to leave them behind. Boom. Awesome. I love that guy for that. But Heyman's argument is an argument that I actually agree with very much. This whole idea that Lesnar is a special attraction. It's like Christmas. If you have Christmas every single day, it's not special. Yeah. Lesnar showing up here and there makes him a special attraction, makes him better, makes him a big deal. You have to watch it when Lesnar is there. I agree with that to a certain extent. Lesnar being here every once in a while with different opponents is a great thing, okay? When he's here every once in a while facing the exact same people over and over and over again, it's not a big deal. When he comes back to fight Seth Rollins, that's going to be a big deal. That's going to be awesome because it's a different opponent and a different feud under a different circumstance. That's going to be great. I can't wait for that feud, okay? And hopefully he does have a match with Bryan in the future. You know, I still want that match. I still want Bryan versus Lesnar. I don't care what anybody has to say. You can say that Bryan can't believably beat Lesnar when he's beating Triple H, Batista, and Orton in the exact same night, okay? It's all about how you tell the story, all right? And if at this point in time, if you're saying nobody can beat anybody in wrestling, something's wrong with you, okay? You have not been watching wrestling. Rey Mysterio was a freaking world champion for 6 months. Well, 4 months. He held the championship for a while, all right? Freaking, who was it, world champion that was a champion by his... Mankind was a world champion at one time. No one thought he would be a world champion, but he was, all right? You know, tons of people have beaten the Big Show. In real life, nobody should beat the Big Show. It's happened. All right. Eddie Guerrero beat Brock Lesnar. But people say Bryan can't beat Brock Lesnar. What the? Okay, that makes no sense. All right. If there's a story behind it and it makes sense, then yes, I would like to see it happen. That is, of course, if Bryan is healthy. If Bryan is healthy. But like I said, Lesnar being a special attraction is cool as long as you have a good program for him to come back to. If that makes sense. My thing is, if I was to ask for one thing to change up, have him appear a little bit more. He only appears, what, 3-4 times a year? Make it 6 times. You know, at least 5 times. All right. You know, 1 for WrestleMania, 1 for the summer, 1 for the fall. And, you know, well, beginning of the year, WrestleMania, summer, fall. Okay. You do that, we're good. That's it. You know, I don't like the fact that he goes away, especially when he's champion, doesn't do anything else. So that's my only issue with that. Will there be, Austin asked him, will there be any more Paul Heyman guys? Heyman feels like at this point in time, him and Lesnar are a lock. And he is so well established as Lesnar's mouthpiece that when he goes and works with other people, they don't see them as Paul Heyman's client. They see them working with Lesnar's mouthpiece. So it does nothing anymore. The only person it worked with was CM Punk, and he said that he was the guy chatting on CM Punk, and it worked then, you know. They asked questions about CM Punk in UFC, and Paul Heyman talks about that he still talks to CM Punk. He says Punk loves the challenge. He says he's going to love UFC, and he's been wanting to do it as a kid. He's accepting the fact that he could lose his first match, and he will be happy with it. And that's my thing, too. At this point in time, people talking about CM Punk is going to lose his first match. You know what? He might. Okay? He's doing what he loves to do. At the end of the day, let the guy do what he wants to do. He's a millionaire. He's married. He's happy. Okay? As a CM Punk fan, at this point in time, I would be a hypocrite. I would be a huge hypocrite. And people already call me a hypocrite. Okay? They don't know what they're talking about. But I would be an even bigger hypocrite if I was to demand CM Punk to come back to the wrestling business, that it is your responsibility. But say I'm a CM Punk fan, okay? See how those two things don't match up? I'm a CM Punk fan, but I hate him for leaving the wrestling business. No, he has a right to leave it. It's his right. I'm always going to be a CM Punk fan, whether it's wrestling or UFC. Okay? They have a business talk. They talk about two things. Moves losing meaning, in this case, the DDT, and promos. Heyman brought up a great way to put over a move. He used Mark Henry in a headlock. He says that Mark Henry should apply a headlock to somebody and they should pass out to it. Okay? From now on, when he locks in the headlock, it's a winning move. They tap out. It's done. Okay, the commentators put over the headlock like it's a big deal. Everyone else stops using the headlock, okay, to make it special. And every single time he does it, it's a big deal. It goes on for about a year. And so, and you know what? I would even say have him win the championship with it. Make it that big of a deal. So when someone breaks out of it, it's a big deal. And it's like, it's not that hard. Wrestling is simple. That's easy, man. And it's brilliant. People try to make things so complicated and they move things so fast that they don't let things simmer and build anymore. It's so stupid, man. And he's right. Austin talked about Jake the Snake Roberts' DDT. About how everybody just kicks out of the DDT now, but when he hit the DDT back then, no one kicked out. To this day, I still do not understand why people kick out of Dolph Ziggler's Spike DDT. That Spike DDT should be a match ender, okay? It looks like it kills people, in my personal opinion. And the Famouser as well. There's just a lot of things Ziggler does that just really kills me. Hell, Harley Race, his finisher was a suplex. Suplex. 1, 2, 3. It's about how well you built the move. They talk about promos next. And this I will always keep with me. This was brilliant. Paul Heyman says every point of a promo is to sell something. Sell a show, sell a wrestler, or sell a match. Sell something. Yes, have a delivery. Yes, be good delivery. Have a cadence. Have the right volume. Have the right content. But if your promo isn't selling something, you're not making any money. It's not going to do anything. You're entertaining me. But if your promo is not selling something, even if it is selling yourself, there's no point to it. There really is no point. Why are you cutting a promo? If your promo doesn't answer 3 questions, and I love this too, because I do this as well. And by the way, Austin asked what was the disconnect with promos today. If your promo doesn't tell the audience who you are, what do you do and why you're here, it's a bad promo. Every single time I open up a freaking podcast, a freaking video, what do I always say? What's going on, YouTubers? This is your boy, Alyx, man, and I'm up here to do what? You know what I'm here. You know what I do. I talk about wrestling. So I related myself to that, and I just went, duh. That's no wonder I feel like some of the promos nowadays don't work, and you can't do that with the scripted promos. You can't script that. That has to come from the wrestlers themselves. The promo system in WWE is broken, and I love Austin burying it. I love that he buried the promo system. Really awesome. They talk about old school stuff, about their history. They talk about old stories, which is fine. You know, those are good stories and stuff like that. Then they mention Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman. They're cool now, but for many years, the two would argue over everything creative. At all times, too. Apparently, he was hired to be contrary to Vince McMahon. That's what he says. But he did it so well that they got sick of him and fired him. Stephanie hates Paul Heyman, by the way. I think Stephanie just can't stand him for whatever reason. Whatever. He was the head writer of SmackDown. Just in case some of you don't know, Paul Heyman was the head writer of SmackDown at one point. He was over, I think he was over it from 2003 to 2006. I'm going to go with that. During that time, SmackDown was better than Raw. It was. In ratings and quality, it was clearly better than Raw. And he got in trouble for that because he told Cole and freaking Taz to bury Raw as the B show. Oh, but it was a B show back then, man. Why did he leave WWE? The story about the plane ride from hell. Him and Vince McMahon got into a huge argument that was so bad that, you know, he was never going to come back. It took them 5 years to get over that. He was burnt out. He was tired, and he just wanted to leave. You know, he was tired of what they did to ECW. He didn't happy. He wasn't happy. Hashtag he didn't happy. He wasn't happy with what they were doing with his company. So, and no one can win a fight with Vince in his company. No one wins a fight with Vince McMahon. We end the podcast in a really awesome way. Heyman takes over and asks Austin question. First questions. Did I just do this? First question that he asked. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin, how do you feel about the springboard stunner? Austin hates it. Austin said it's worthless. It means nothing because everybody kicks out of it. He hates people kicking out of big moves. You want it to be a big move, but it never finishes a match because everybody kicks out of it. So who cares? He hates it. Then we end the podcast. I love this. With Paul Heyman asking Stone Cold Steve Austin, would he be up to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32? I love this because instantly Austin switches. It's like you see him just turn it on. And then he just goes into a Stone Cold personality and he talks about, I will beat his ass. If you want him to lose his momentum, I am the wrong person to fight him. And he even said that, okay, I'll tell you what. If you want this match to happen, it will happen if it's a Texas death match. If it's a Texas death match, because it's in Texas. WrestleMania 32 is in Dallas, Texas. If you want this match to happen, it needs to be a Texas death match. And he just goes on his Stone Cold spiel, and for a second, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Are we selling a match here? And he talks about beating his ass and beating Paul Heyman's ass. It's like, wait, okay, whoa. And I was engaged. And it was really cool. Austin is so good at what he does. He can just turn it on. He can just turn it on like that. And that's how you know. That's how you know he's one of the all-time greats. If you can just turn it on like that, that's amazing. That's really awesome, man. Oh, man. And that was a great way to end it. He thanks Paul Heyman, and then we leave with that. I enjoyed it. It was a good podcast. Was it one of the best they've had on the network? No. I felt like they should have talked more about recent current events. However, what I like about this is that, again, unlike Chris Jericho, it was off the cuff. It wasn't restrained. To let him go off You know, they let them do what they want to do. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just like how unfiltered it is, how it creates an aura of anything can happen, anything goes. The spontaneity of it really helps me enjoy it more. And that is what wrestling should be. Spontaneity. Anything could happen. Not this whole, okay, everything is streamlined, so nothing outside of this can happen. And I hate that. So let me read some more comments before I get out of here, because I'm pretty sure I pissed off some people in some shape or fashion. I don't know how, but thank you for joining me late this night. I know some of you watching me from overseas must be like, oh my God, wrap this up. It's going too long. I know some of you who actually watch me, I really appreciate it if you're actually watching me overseas. How would you feel about Kevin Owens versus Batista? It'd be an all right feud. I wouldn't hate that. If Eddie can beat Lesnar, then I see no reason why Bryan can't. Thank you. Thank you very much. Few wrestlers from the current roster can hang with Brock Lesnar one-on-one, but Stone Cold Steve Austin is a mythological wrestler and could easily see Austin's arms turning into rattlesnakes as he pulls Brock Lesnar's spine out of his body and snaps it in half, Mortal Kombat style. I guess he wants to see the match. I am drooling at the mere idea of a Lesnar versus Austin Texas Death Match at WrestleMania 32. I wholeheartedly feel the same about the state of the WWE. Nah, I don't know what I read there. Okay. I wholeheartedly feel the same about the state of the DDT and finishes in the company. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. Let's see. How about if Reigns cashes in the briefcase on Ambrose? Oh, that would hurt. Ambrose beats Seth Rollins and then Reigns cashes in on him. Oh, God. If the Shield Triple Threat happens at SummerSlam, what do you do with Lesnar? Lesnar Bray Wyatt. You can do some other things with him. It's not the end of the world. Could you imagine if Dean won the ladder match and Roman cashed in? I would. I haven't thought about that, but that would be crazy. Few more questions. Well, it's not questions, but a few more comments. Would you say this Raw was made strong? Ha 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 ha. Yes, it was a Roman Reigns show. It really was. It wasn't a bad Roman Reigns show, though. Oh, thank you. I love this review. I love you, too. No homo, by the way. Nothing like that. Good God. Other than that, I see nothing else to talk about. Guys, that is going to conclude my review. Those of you who are going to complain to good mic work about what I said, go right ahead. I don't give a crap. Again, different perspectives, guys. It's different perspectives. And if people can't respect that, oh well. With that said, thank you for watching. I'm signing out. Your boy, Deluxe Man. We'll catch you later at his next video. Peace.